Hi, my name is Cindy Rang and I'm the owner of the Fabric Patch in Ephrata, Washington, and I want to talk to you today about bias stems. So I'm going to show you your project on this. It's called Quilters Canvas. It's by Andover, and what it has on it is a pattern by Laundry Basket Designs. It's printed onto linen, and this is not an iron-off, wash-off print. It's permanent, but that's okay because it has all of your pattern on here, and it's really pretty simple. It's all just a bunch of bias stems, leaves, 3 large flowers, 2 little flowers, and we've put together a little kit for you. The way that it actually comes is you get one panel that has 2 20-inch squares for $12.99. We've put in the kit just one of the panels and then all of the fabrics that you need. So there's all of the reds for the flowers, all of the greens for the leaves, the brown for the basket, and then there's also some fabric for the binding. There is an option where they have another printed piece that'll be a border if you want to make it larger, and you can see all of those on our website. If you go to our website at www.fabricpatch.net, go to the shop online feature and go down to the Quilters Canvas. Quilters Canvas, and you'll see it. Oh, the other thing that's in here is you do have some threads, some needles, and a friction marker, and all in a little project pouch, and it's $39.99 is the price of the kit. All right, so for bias stems, what you want to do is you want to decide the size of stems that you're going to use. So for this particular project, this is a 1/4 inch stem, pretty tiny. You can also do 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, there's different sizes, but for ours, it's a 1/4 inch. So this is the tool that we use, and this is a little bias stem maker, and you can see that it has just this little curve where we're going to put the fabric. The other thing that it has is it has this little hole down here, and what you use that for is if you want to do a little fusible. If you do, you can buy a little fusible product, and then as you're making your bias stem, you just slide this through here and it'll attach to your bias if you're going to use something like that. We're not for our project. For our project, all we're going to do is we're going to use this little guy. The only other thing you need is a pin, and then what you're going to do is you're going to cut your strip a 1/2 inch. So if we've cut our strip a 1/2 inch, then what we're going to do after we put our glasses on is we're going to come to this, and again what we're going to do, let's see if I can do this backwards. I don't know if I can. We're going to slide this right in there, and it just flows in there easily, and then you can see there's this funny little window. And so from this window, go ahead and just grab your pin and grab that and slide that down. And you'll see it starting to come out. When it starts to come out, just come out and just put your pin there to hold it. And then as you pull, here's your perfect little bias stem. So you have your hot iron, and all you're going to do is you're just going to go ahead and press it. And again, if what you're doing requires fusible, that's where what you're going to be doing is your fusible is going to come through and it's going to be underneath on this. But for our project, again, we're not using the fusible feature. So you just go ahead and do this, and for however long, you'll end up with your long piece of fusible tape. I'm not fusible tape, bias binding. So a bias stem. Okay, so now that we have our bias stem, what we're going to do is we want to go ahead and put it down. So what I use is I use glue. It is important that you use a fabric quality glue stick, not one of those glue sticks from the craft department that's intended for paper. We really want this to be something that dries clear, dries soft, and it's fully washable. It's non-staining, it's not sticky at all. So we've just got a little layer of glue on there, and we're just going to come through. Ooh, I probably would shift that just a little bit because we want that to tuck underneath everything. But anyway, once you have it down where you want it, it is repositionable since it's that glue. So you can reposition it the way that you want it, and it'll stay there. You can iron over the top of it, you can fold it, you can do whatever you want to do. You do want to go ahead and put the lid back on there. This isn't going to dry out. Sometimes I find that it gets a little bit gunky, And when it gets a little bit gunky, just go ahead and just run it over a piece of freezer paper just to kind of clean it off. But it's nice and smooth and soft. It doesn't get, it's not sticky. It's not, again, it's not like a craft glue. It's a really nice fabric glue. Once you have this down, then what you're going to do is you're going to sew it down. And I have a whole video on hand applique stitches. And in fact, we're talking about this, so I'm also going to show you how to do hand applique by stitching on the line, hand applique with freezer paper, how to do the perfect circles, which is what's going to give you these circles for the inside of your flowers, and also how to use your template plastic. And that's really the only components for this whole thing is your bias stem, your leaves, your circles, and your flowers, and then the hand stitching. One thing I'm just going to mention about the hand stitching, if you already know how to do it and you don't need to watch our video, I'm just going to mention these threads. I think in order to have really good results, you want to make sure that you have an 80 weight thread. This one is put out by Aurifil. It's super nice. It's exactly the nice light weight so that you're not going to see your stitches. And almost everything that I do, I either use the dark gray for everything dark, or I use the pale yellow for everything that's pastel and lightweight. The other thing that I use is I use a straw needle, also known as a Milner needle. I'll use a size 11. Some people like a size 10. It's just a little bit bigger. And that's what's going to give you that nice invisible stitch. Because if you want an invisible stitch, you need to have a small, small hole and a small, small thread. And that's what's going to give you the best results. So I hope you've enjoyed your bias stem video. If there's other videos and other things you'd like to see, please visit us at our website, www.fabricpatch.net. Thanks a lot. Happy quilting.